So showing up at 5 o'clock, got through everything, security and front entrance real quick. And how about this? Park maps. I love it. Jersey Devils on there. Well, good news and the bad news. Bad news is, yes, it is my least favorite RMC of the 15 I've ridden. In the United States, I only haven't ridden the one at Silverwood. And unfortunately, there's a lot of bad news because my first ride was in the 5th row and I was actually bored. I actually thought it was lame. I thought it was like a kiddie coaster in the 5th row. Then I rode the 9th row and it was better. Actually got some airtime. In the 5th row, I literally got no airtime anywhere. In the 9th row, I got a little bit of floater on some of the hills. And then I got the back row and that was incredible. Back row had crazy ejector airtime, but 9th row and 5th row, like I said, 5th row was lame, 9th row was good, 12th row was great. But it's not all great. Because the seating position is the most uncomfortable seating position I have had on any roller coaster ever. This is far worse than Wonder Woman or Railblazer as far as seating goes. Where my legs are, the way you have to spread your feet out while your knees are still kind of together. Very uncomfortable. I was very uncomfortable in that seating position on all 3 rides, and I feel like if I were taller, I probably would be all right. Or at least would be better. Or if I were a woman, I would be better. I like the airtime riding in the back row, but the seating position was just way too uncomfortable for me to fully enjoy it the way I wanted to. It's definitely not going to make my top 50. In fact, I don't even think it's going to make my top 100. I'll have to think about it, but I could say for sure it is below, easily below El Toro, easily below Kingda Ka, below Bizarro, below Nitro, below Green Lantern, so yeah, number 6 in the park. That's crazy. I was not expecting to like this less than their stand-up coaster, but here we are. I had heard the talk that the seats were different than the original Raptors, and the way you're sitting is different than the original Raptors. And that it was worse, and yep, definitely far worse than the original Raptors as far as how you're sitting. Something I'm gonna have to get used to. Well, I forgot to film when I got off Nitro because I was talking with a fellow enthusiast who was also at Halloween Nights. But after that ride on Nitro, I don't know. Nitro Candemonium for my second favorite B&M Hyper. It's a toss-up. Nitro is that good that there's no doubt Nitro is the 3rd best. At worst, it's the 3rd best B&M Hyper. That is just so incredible. I did ride in row 8 out of 9. And yeah, that'll probably bump Nitro up to number 3 in the park. Probably ahead of Bizarro and Green Lantern. Before I'd actually kind of put it behind Bizarro and Green Lantern. I don't know what I was thinking there. Well, I lucked into a front row ride on Kingda Ka, and then it broke down.
Oh, Kingda Ka's broken?
Yeah, they're not letting anyone in the line right now.
Okay,
yeah. So I got on, front row, got back in line, then it broke. So really glad I got that ride, and just very lucky to get front row, because there was a single rider in the front, and she said it was okay if I joined her, so I did. She waited a lot longer than I did. But man, oh man, what a rush. I rode Storm Runner earlier today, and then I ride this. Yeah, Storm Runner's got nothing on this. I'm sorry, I love Storm Runner, but Kingda Ka is far, far superior just for the intensity and that speed. The speed of that launch, it just doesn't feel real. And then you get to the top, that doesn't feel real. Looking out, It is just, other than Dragster, there's nothing like this in the world. And with that thing broke, this is my favorite in the park. So a night ride on Nitro. That was a great way to end the night. Second to last ride of the night. The last ride was a mostly empty train, so it was better to do second to last ride with a full train. You can see the track. I wish it was complete darkness out there, but somehow there's some light. I think it's because it's a very hazy day today. There's a very thick haze in the air, and I think that's creating some light out there. But still, to be darker, that just makes every ride better.